Hi everyone, my name is Mark Lawther and I'm here to review the film Blue Jasmine, which I've just recently watched. Um, I decided to start reviewing movies because of this whole COVID-19 thing and we're all in lockdown, so I thought why not have a go at movie reviews. I do a lot of writing of movie reviews online on letterboxd.com, but I decided, you know what, I really want to give video reviews a try because I love film. I am trying to get into the film industry. I have done some short films and I'm still doing them. Because of COVID-19, I've had to cancel a production at the moment. The money's still sitting there, everyone's ready to go, but we're kind of just waiting till it all blows over. Um, so this probably isn't going to be a perfect review. This is my first time doing it, and if you have any criticisms, advice, please comment and tell me what I could do better. Maybe a better personality. So I've watched a lot of films over the lockdown, and one of them is Woody Allen's Blue Jasmine, which he wrote and directed. Um, I haven't watched a lot of Woody Allen's films. I've seen Midnight in Paris, and I think it was Hannah and Her Sisters. I think it is. I can't remember the name. But that was a long time ago. Blue Jasmine is about Kate Blanchett, who is divorced from her husband, who has swindled all their money and lost everything. So she is without a husband, she is without her money, and she is without her son, adopted son. So Jasmine moves in with her sister, who she doesn't really talk to much, and they are completely different. She is married, Jasmine, is married to this richy man, lives this high life with all these rich people and super posh. And her sister works in a grocery store and lives in an apartment, which I think a bit too expensive for someone who works in a grocery store with two kids and is single. It's probably my biggest criticism, but we'll move on. Um, I work in a grocery store and I don't even have any kids and I can't afford an apartment that looks that good, especially in San Francisco. No, I live in a small town. So, yeah, Jasmine was a woman whose husband bought everything for her, nice jewelry, nice clothing, the nicest handbags, and now she can't afford any of those things. She has nothing. She doesn't have a job. She quit her education. So she has no experience, no education, and is expected to just start life like the rest of us at a very older age. Because Jasmine is so used to this lifestyle, it is a struggle for her to adapt to this new lifestyle, which is having no money and not being able to associate with the sort of people she used to. Her husband, played by Alec Baldwin, not only cheated with their finances, but cheated on the relationship as well. Unfortunately, this leads to Jasmine's mental breakdown. Jasmine talks to herself and sometimes starts seeing things, which plays into the film in a very past present sort of way. So, 1 second we are in the present and then it'll just cut to the past. But this isn't confusing at all and actually plays into the story very well as we see basically what she's thinking about possibly at these certain points in time. Jasmine struggles with past and present, which we can tell because sometimes she's still acting like she was in the previous scene. In the past, it will cut to the present, and she's still talking like she's in that previous scene. And that tells us that she is definitely struggling to kind of move on from the past relationship. Sometimes that can happen in a relationship. You start picking up new traits. You start doing different things. And when you become single again, it's kind of hard to go back to a certain lifestyle that you might have been used to in the past or that you're not used to at all, as you may have been in a relationship for too long to really understand what it's like to be on your own. So she lives with her sister, played by Sally Hawkins, and her two nephews. So Kate Blanchett's character, Jasmine, does try to move on with life, but struggles. She tries to get an education, she gets a normal job, but unfortunately these things are a struggle for her because she's just not used to this kind of thing. This leads to her being on medication, and she is also drinking a lot in the film. Kate Blanchett is the driving force of this film. She is amazing. She gets so lost in this character, you truly believe who she is. At no point did I think it was acting, it just seemed so real all the time and had me fully invested all the time. And thankfully, she's in almost every single scene in the film. She won an Oscar for this, and after the film ended, I had to go check. Usually, I don't really care too much for the Oscars, but I am glad she won the Oscar for this because she deserved it. She is phenomenal in this role. Everybody else does a great job too, but obviously Kate Blanchett stands out, and everybody else is alright. The film is great. There are some problems with it, like Sally Hawkins' character being able to afford an apartment in San Francisco, working at a grocery store, and having two kids as well. I don't buy that for a second, and I think a lot of people have criticized that. It is a bit weird, I'd say. I wish my house looked half as good as her apartment. Throughout the course of the film, I love how Jasmine attempts to try and change her lifestyle, but unfortunately she struggles. And what I get from this is that she almost doesn't want to change. She wants her old lifestyle back, and that is what's keeping her from moving on. And this is how Kate Blanchett portrays this character so well. She manages to get every single emotion just right. There are so many little details in her performance that are just perfect. Does this film show romance in a good light? Not really. It never does. What this film just shows is we're dealt a hand and we have to deal with it. It also deals with the theme of what we price ourselves at. What are we worth as a person? Kate Blanchett is rich, Sally Hawkins is poor, supposedly. But how much they value themselves comes to light by the partners they choose. Kate Blanchett goes for the rich people with great jobs. Sally Hawkins goes with the men who have a bit of an attitude problem. But something in common with all these men is that they can woo these women. Each one of them take control. Kate Blanchett was distracted with all the great things she had. They get so distracted by what these men are giving them and how much attention they're giving to them that they fail to see what's really going on. This film does have a lot to say about relationships and how we view our partner and how we value ourselves as human beings. Although not an amazing film by any stretch, it is a great film, and Kate Blanchett is probably the best thing about this, and I would watch it just for her performance. It does have its funny moments, but it definitely has more dramatic moments, if anything, and is a great character study on Jasmine. I'm definitely going to be trying to watch more Woody Allen films in the future, as I've liked all three of the films I've seen of his so far. So, to conclude, I'm giving this film an 8 out of 10. So this is my first review, and I would really love it if you could comment below, let me know your thoughts, ways I could improve. This video took me a good hour to film. I'm just sitting in front of the camera doing take after take. So I have no idea what it's going to be like, and hopefully I can edit it in a way that it's watchable for you guys at home. So stay safe at home. I see a lot of reviewers end with like a catchphrase, so mine is, can you please just keep watching my videos? Goodbye. Just gonna turn that off.